Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, and these are your Unbiased Updates. Less than 3 weeks until the presidential election, and the candidates are blitzing the battlegrounds and the airwaves. What Donald Trump and Kamala Harris said during separate town halls. And a possible blow to small businesses hoping to rebuild after Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the agency that is running out of money, and where it goes from here.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. These are today's Unbiased Updates.
With less than 3 weeks to go until Election Day, the candidates fielded questions on Tuesday in two different town hall settings. The Democratic nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris, took part in a town hall in Detroit, hosted by radio personality Charlemagne the God, as she looks to reach black voters. The vice president telling the radio host that slavery reparations should be studied. Harris saying while she is running for president for everyone, she, quote, is clear-eyed about the history and the disparities that exist for specific communities. The vice president urged black Americans not to sit out on Election Day.
The solutions that we all want are not going to happen in totality because of one election. But here's the thing. The things that we want and are prepared to fight for won't happen if we're not active and if we don't participate. We cannot allow circumstances to take us out the game, because then basically what we're saying is all those people who are obstructionists, who are standing in the way of change, they're winning. Because they're convincing people that it can't be done, so take yourself out. Don't participate. Look at that circle. Look at that vicious circle then. So let's not fall for it.
The Republican nominee, former President Donald Trump, participated in a Fox News town hall in Georgia, moderated by host Harris Faulkner. The town hall had an all-woman audience, with the women posing questions to Donald Trump on issues such as the economy, immigration, and abortion. According to reports of the event, which will air later today on Fox News, Trump said some states are, quote, too tough when it comes to restrictions on abortion, and those laws are going to be redone. Later, Donald Trump held a rally in Atlanta where, like Kamala Harris did earlier, he turned his attention to black American voters.
And the African American community and the Hispanic community is being devastated with the jobs. The numbers are down 6, 7, 8, 9%. They're going to work and they're saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to take you anymore. People that have worked there and worked there well for years are now being told they no longer have a job because they have illegal immigrants coming in and taking their job. And I'll tell you what, any African American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined, because they are really screwing you. They are really screwing you, right?
Later today, Fox News, along with airing former President Trump's town hall, will broadcast an interview with Vice President Harris from Pennsylvania. Early voting has begun in the battleground state of Georgia, and it's already seeing a record turnout. Voting for the November 5th presidential election started yesterday, Tuesday, and by late afternoon, at least 252,000 voters had already cast ballots at early voting sites. That's nearly double the 136,000 who voted on the first day of early voting in the 2020 election, according to a top Georgia election official. Also yesterday, a judge blocked a new rule requiring Georgia Election Day ballots to be counted by hand after the close of voting. The ruling coming just a day after the same judge ruled county elections officials must certify election results by the deadline set in law. Georgia is a battleground state won by Joe Biden in 2020. It has 16 electoral votes, and both campaigns agree it is a really big piece in trying to get to the magic number of 270 electoral votes to win the White House. It could not have come at a worse time. The Small Business Administration has run out of funding for its disaster assistance loans right after the 1-2 punch of Hurricanes Helene and Milton. That means much-needed financial assistance will be delayed for people applying for the help right now. After a disaster, the SBA provides loans to businesses and people who need them. The organization had warned it expected to run out of money by the end of the month. Congress can approve more funding, but lawmakers are not set to reconvene until November 12th. The SBA administrator said in the meantime, people that need them should keep applying for the loans. Turning now to the Middle East, at least one Israeli airstrike rocked a Beirut, Lebanon suburb early Wednesday morning. The AP is reporting that 15 people are dead. This comes just hours after a State Department spokesperson said the United States had told its key ally it opposed the bombing campaign there in recent weeks. On Tuesday, the United Nations Human Rights Office called for an investigation into an Israeli airstrike on Monday that killed at least 21 people in northern Lebanon, saying it posed, quote, real concerns because it might have violated international laws governing war. This comes as a Biden administration official said Israel has assured the United States it will not hit nuclear or oil sites when it retaliates against Iran for its missile barrage earlier this month. However, that does not mean Israel will keep its word. In the past, Israel's track record of sticking to what it tells the United States has been mixed. Just last month, U.S. officials were told by their Israeli counterparts Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu would welcome a U.S. and French-led temporary ceasefire initiative in Lebanon, only for Israel to launch a massive airstrike that killed a Hezbollah leader 2 days later. A jury has ordered Johnson & Johnson to pay $15 million to a Connecticut man who says he developed a rare form of cancer after using the company's baby powder for decades. The man says he contracted mesothelioma from inhaling the talc powder. The jury also said Johnson & Johnson should pay additional punitive damages, which will be determined later by the judge overseeing the case. Johnson & Johnson's vice president of litigation says the company will be appealing the decision, saying, quote, erroneous rulings by the judge kept the jury from hearing critical facts about the case. Finally this morning, Tom Brady has been called many names. The GOAT, meaning greatest of all time, Super Bowl champion, NFL commentator, and now he can add one more name to that list, team owner. NFL team owners on Tuesday voted to approve Brady's purchase of a minority stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. The former NFL quarterback saying in a statement he is eager to contribute to the Raiders organization in any way. Because of his new title, Brady faces some restrictions in his other role as a Fox broadcaster, including being barred from weekly production meetings with the players and coaches in the games that he will cover. But those limitations do not seem to bother the seven-time Super Bowl champ, who called becoming an owner, quote, a blessing to know I'll be involved in the greatest league in the world for the rest of my life. And the Raiders have quarterback problems. No, I won't go there. Those are your unbiased updates for this Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.